He was launched onto the big screen as the lovable preteen who played for the Chicago Cubs. Then he became the guy who initiated the pact with his high school friends on American Pie. Please welcome to the show, Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Yeah!
Cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show. I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, when you talk about Rookie of the Year, you have to say, Henry, roll,
That was really good, Thomas.
Good.
Listen, just seeing your face brings nostalgia, and I was listening to your song 1999, which we're going to get to later. That had a lot of nostalgia, and speaking of that, you were just 12 years old when you filmed Rookie of the Year. I'm from Chicago. I always see Rowan Gardner jerseys all the time when I go to Wrigley Field. That's got to make you feel so cool. I want to know what you did with yours. And what was it like as a kid? Because we're only 2 years apart. I wanted to be you. I wanted to be in Wrigley Field throwing that ball around.
I've had the honor of going back to Wrigley Field once a year since 2008.
Wow.
To throw out the ceremonial first pitch, sing the seventh inning stretch. And for years, I would get the jersey with just my last name, with Nicholas. And then I realized how much people really still love the movie, so I started getting them to put Rowan Gardner on the back. And every year, I auction them off to raise money for whatever cause I'm supporting that year.
That's
like
super
your
cool.
dream.
Yeah, that is your dream.
That's your dream.
Him running around Wrigley Field was like every kid's dream in Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Chicago too, but I was at Comiskey.
Erica, do we not need to call the elephant in the room? Does he not look like your husband?
Yeah, you do. Not in the I want you to be my husband. You just actually look like my
twins.
It's weird.
You look just like Anthony.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And now I feel creepy.
Well, we shot some scenes at New Comiskey Park. That was where we doubled it for Dodger Stadium back in '92 when we shot it.
Wow.
Nice. All right. Thank you for that history lesson. So you went on to film American Pie at 18 years old. So what were your first thoughts when you read the script?
I mean, when I got the script, it wasn't called American Pie. It wasn't even called East Great Falls High. It was called the Untitled Teen Sex Comedy that you can shoot for under $10 million that audiences will love but studios will hate.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That makes sense.
Sign me up.
For real. That was on the first page of the script.
That was the title of the script on the cover sheet.
Okay, so why did you decide to take part in it? What kept you on it?
Oh, I first saw that, read the opening scene, which was different. It wasn't Jason Biggs and him and his television. It was Kevin and Vicky, and it was a similar thing happening with some instructions. And I was like, oh my gosh, I threw the script in the trash. And I said, why are you sending me this NC-17?
Right.
I don't do this type of movie. It was only after when they said they really wanted to see me, can you please read the whole script? I realized there was a lot more heart to it, especially for my character. And I thought it was very brilliantly written. So I auditioned for it. And here we are, 23 years later.
I would say in our age group, every single person saw American Pie.
It's our John Hughes.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
It's our John Hughes film.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
1000%. Okay, but we have to talk about the fact that you're also a musician and you got the coolest band room behind you.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. And then also
this is Bowling for Soup's studio.
What?
I'm here in Dallas. This is Jarrett Reddick's studio. We've got an event tonight where we're going to be watching Rookie of the Year for his podcast, Jarrett Goes to the Movies, with a live audience at Lava Cantina. Dude. So I'm here in Jarrett's studio where I recorded 1999.
That is so awesome.
So cool. Okay, so we got to talk about it. So you've got a new song about American Pie. It's called 1999. It's a parody of the Bowling for Soup song 1985. We're going to take a listen. Here we go.
Jim stuck on second base till apple pie replaced. Paul Finch is so refined. Osler lacrosse guy. Stifler's feeling frail from the pale ale. Vicky wants I love you.
And that's the clean version. It's so good. You guys have to listen to the whole thing. So here's the thing. You actually wrote this song with Jarrett, who you were just talking about, from Bowling for Soup. Clearly, you're in their studio now. We know. What was it like, though, doing a parody song with the band you're parodying?
Yeah.
I might be the only artist that has gotten that opportunity. And to be honest, we did a screening event for his podcast for American Pie back in December. We became instant best friends, just clicked. And it was actually Jarrett's idea. We were playing a show after the podcast. He started playing 1985. He goes, we should sing lyrics about American Pie. And now here we are. He sparked the idea, but then he brought me into the studio, worked on the lyrics with me to punch it up, and said, listen, the band's going to stand behind you. They're on tour right now this summer with Less Than Jake, and they just did their first leg. And at 3 of the shows, including a sold-out show at Chicago House of Blues, I surprised audiences by jumping on stage and singing 1999 with them.
So what does that feel like? Like, is it being a rock star? How would you compare that to being an actor?
I mean, it's live versus, on a movie set, I get plenty of opportunities to do take after take. I mean, provided that we're not running out of time. But, a live feeling is totally different, especially being on stage with Bowling for Soup. I mean, these guys are selling out every show that they're playing. Wow. My band is not necessarily that popular, so this is a big opportunity for me.
That's amazing. I love that.
So cool. I love it so much. DVL Nation 1999 is streaming on all platforms right now, so you got to make sure that you download it. You can also follow Thomas on social. Look for the username TinBand. Thomas, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back.
Rock out tonight, buddy.
Rowing Gardner.
Thank you.
Jim stuck on second base till apple pie replaced. Offense is so refined.